Am I the asshole for throwing my infertility in her and her husband's face? I'm gonna be real with guys on my second bottle of wine, so please excuse any grammar or spelling mistakes. My 26 female sister-in-law, 30 female, is infertile. It's literally her whole personality, and she, in my opinion, uses to control us. I'll give you guys some context. She cried loudly all day at my wedding because we'd be having kids soon. She literally made sure she got more attention than me. Threw a full-on tantrum the whole way through all my brother-in-law's wedding events because she wanted his bride to disinvite her pregnant twin sister. None of us are allowed make pregnancy, birth announcements, no newborn or pregnancy pics till she feels ready. No babies or pregnant women are allowed at family events or at my in-laws, or no mention of said baby, pregnancy. Apparently you can't have PPD because people can't have kids. Honestly, I fucking can't take it anymore. I had to hide my pregnancy last year and tiptoe around her feelings. When I finally gave birth via emergency C-section, I was in hospital for a week. In that week, my father, who lives in a different country, died of a heart attack. Over restrictions, I wasn't allowed visitors, but my Sil and Mill made sure to scream down the phone because my sister posted a picture of my dad's last pic, which was him FaceTiming my son. We cut contact till December. Everything was okay till today. I went live on Facebook because my daughter, 4, was teaching my son to say, Mama, and he finally said Mama, but kept giving my husband dirty looks when he'd ask him to say, Dad. I realized the minute the nasty comments, phone calls and texts started coming that I made a mistake, but at this stage, fuck her, we just blocked them. My Sil, her husband and Mill showed up at my house screaming about how insensitive I'm, that I knew it would trigger her, etc. I was trying to calm everyone down till her husband called my kids crotch goblins. So I looked her straight in the eye and told her I don't give a flying fuck. She's infertile, that's her problem, not mine. Then I told her husband he probably can't have kids because he's a little bitch that can't afford IVF. I slammed the door in their face. Then my shocked husband told me he'd put the kids to bed and drink some wine. I've gotten so many messages from my Sil's-in-law's friends and cousins, I'm starting to think I went a bit far. Update. A few things have happened in the last few hours. My sis-in-law and brother-in-law showed up at 5 a.m. screaming and banging on my windows. They did some damage to my car and broke 2 windows trying to get in, along with destroying my daughter's swing set. We called the police. They both got arrested. We have cameras. My brother-in-law, his wife and strangely father-in-law want us to press charges, and we plan to. We also plan on cutting contact. Getting a restraining order. We are currently at my brother-in-law's on the advice of Phil. I've documented any calls or messages I've gotten from her friends, in-laws. She will be completely cut off, so will Mill, so we can enjoy our kids growing up. Thanks everyone. I've a killer hangover, so I'm gonna get some sleep. Edit 2. A lot of have asked for the gender reveal story, so here at my brother-in-law's wife Rose decided to have a secret gender reveal with just close family and friends so Sil wouldn't find out. The party was beautiful, but about 20 minutes after they popped the gender reveal balloons, Sil comes screaming into her house like a banshee. Think someone posted the reveal on Facebook. Screaming at Rose, her husband doing the same to brother-in-law, so Rose started screaming back. Sil attacked Rose and her husband, knocked 2 tables over, one of which had a beautiful cake. Long story short, Rose's sister gave Sil her just dessert same, and Sil's husband got a face full of cake. To make it worse, Sil called the police trying to get Rose and Bill arrested for getting multiple people were there recording her. Mill tried to get involved, but Rose told her fuck off. I really want to say everyone sucks here because your comment was cruel, but after everything you've been put through for years, they had it coming. I'm infertile. I would love to be able to have children, but I've never tried to control what the rest of the family does, so they have to cater to me. Not the asshole. These people showed up on your doorstep to yell at you? Good for you. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. I don't understand the ESH judgments at all. They showed up at your house to berate you for having a life and sharing it on social media. That is literally what social media is for. It's in the name. If it bothers her that other people have children, she needs to delete her Facebook and stay off all SM. Not the asshole. The problem with the whole situation is it never should have been allowed to go this far. She should never have been given the power to tell someone when she is ready for someone to share their pregnancy announcements and baby pictures. There should not be stepping on eggshells with her and not being free to celebrate your own family. It's like you are expected to mute your joy for her, and it isn't right. And this is from someone who is infertile and wasn't blessed with children. I treasured the children in my extended family and many of my friends' kids when they were growing up. Still do. Has Sil ever went into counseling to deal with this? Not the asshole sounds like it was a long time coming. Your Sil needs to seek professional help. It's perfectly understandable for a person battling fertility issues to have some moments and feelings. But this sounds well beyond normal. Your Mill and others need to stop enabling this behavior also. Okay, I read this and can honestly say, not the asshole. She makes her problems a community problem. And on top of that, the fact that her husband called your kids crotch goblins was a sign that they were asking for it. They want to make you feel bad for their shortcomings and their impossibilities. Shots were fired from both sides, but they drew first blood. Way to go, Mama Bear. Not the asshole, you should have spoken up sooner. You enabled her too up to this point. Tell her clearly you are done. Tell your family you are done. This could have been said nicer, but I don't think she'll ever get the message. Not the asshole. It sounds like years have passed since your Sil found out about her infertility. At some point she has to move past it. It's insane to think everyone else in the family has to pretend like they don't have kids, in order to not hurt her feelings. That being said, the holidays are going to be a little more awkward this year, rolling on the floor laughing. Wow. Your husband's family is batshit crazy. Not the asshole, but everyone else involved sucks hard. Sil for being an attention-seeking, toxic spoiled child about her infertility, and your husband's family for enabling her BS. If she's being triggered by someone else's wholesome, happy moments, it means she's just a bitter, ugly woman and needs to get the fuck over herself. When the wine wears off, do not for a second think you owe them an apology. And you don't need to defend yourself to anyone. They came to your doorstep to throw down, so you threw down. They want to play stupid games. Well, they're gonna win stupid prizes. Not the asshole. You didn't throw it in her face. You were excessively harsh, but their behavior is excessive in the extreme. Frankly, I would post a public Facebook apology spilling all the tea about the extreme lengths you and your family have been expected to go through in order to cater to Sil, culminating in the three-pronged attack you endured while mourning your father's death because Sil cannot handle the knowledge your children exist, and that when your brother-in-law slandered your children by sneeringly calling them crotch goblins you lost your mind. Acknowledge that what you said was wrong, but also that it was only said after years of mental, emotional, and verbal abuse. Not the asshole. Being forced to hide your joy as a parent to cater to her is obnoxious, and I'm surprised you didn't snap sooner. Not the asshole. They came to your house insulting you and your kids for daring to do normal parental things. Screw them. I would absolutely cut those 3 people out of your lives permanently. Read the title. Definitely the read the wall of text. OMG, I am so sorry. Definitely not the asshole. I feel so dirty for prejudging and I was so wrong to do it. Not the asshole. It is her job to deal with or at least avoid everyday things that trigger her. It's not your job to pretend these normal, everyday events, and some very special ones, don't exist. It sounds like she is having some kind of mental breakdown and her mother's energies would be better spent trying to get her daughter some help rather than policing how the rest of the family live their lives. While what you said wasn't very nice, they certainly had it coming. I do like that your husband took over the jobs this evening and told you to drink some wine, but I hope he is also supporting you, speaking up on your behalf and not leaving you to deal with this alone. Not the asshole. Having feelings about infertility is one thing, even being hypersensitive about it, but bringing in the troops and beating down your door sends them into asshole territory. Your reaction was harsh, but it sounds like it was a long time coming. Feelings are not a democracy. She has X number of people on her side, so she wins. To hell with that. If she was a decent person, she'd be happy for you and feel content that she has nieces and nephews to bond with and get to know. Imagine her calling her mommy and saying, "Let's go over to Op's house so I can bitch her out about mentioning that she has kids. She blocked me on X, so we need to go over there now." Total BS. Good on you. Infertility is a chronic stressor that can have devastating psychological consequences. Your Sil needs to be in therapy. Her family should encourage her to seek therapy. Instead, they have validated her unhealthy thoughts, emotions, and impulses. Not the asshole. I won't lie to you, your husband's reaction here made me chuckle. I'll put the kids to bed. Get yourself some wine. Not the asshole, you put up with her abuse for far too long. Not the asshole, I was forced to hide a pregnancy due to someone's miscarriage. I finally stopped when they told me to hide behind a pole. 7 pregnant. No hiding, and I never did again. Having had 5 miscarriages myself, I know the fear and pain of losing and thinking I'll never have a child. That was my pain, my fears, my devastation. I would ever put that on anyone else. Celebrate every milestone. You only get so many with your babies. They grow up so fast. Who cares what she thinks? You celebrate and enjoy every moment. This harpy can't control you. Not the asshole, I will probably get downvoted for this, but I don't blame you for what you said. If someone comes after my kids, I would see red too and probably say some crazy shit. Your sil needs to see a therapist ASAP. The way she is handling her infertility is not healthy. The fact that her entire family is supporting her in this way of life is not okay and contributing to her irrational behavior. The fact that everyone around her has to hide their pregnancy and children are not allowed at family events is out of control. She needs serious help. Go and see with the entire family. They are all AHs for allowing this behavior. You guys were AHs as well for going along with it. If my child wasn't allowed at family events, I wouldn't be going. Not the asshole, people can only push so far before someone explodes. Today was the day. Good for you. She should have been told this a long time ago. Sounds like you finally went far enough. Their expectations have been ridiculous. They are making it so you living your life puts you on eggshells. Block everyone and kick them out of your lives until you decide that they are worthy of your time. Not the asshole, and good for you. Also, I hope your children are still too young to notice how their grandmother doesn't think they are important and need to be overshadowed. Wait, she showed up at your door? Over a video of your kids because one is an infant? Not the asshole. Jesus. Ah ha 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 ha, girl, I love it. Also, they called your fucking children crotch goblin, fuck her non-existent progeny. She started this war, you just ended it. Not the asshole. You were way more patient than I would have been. Your kids, your family, your life. You shouldn't have to worry about what somebody else thinks of you talking about your children. At this point, fuck them. You do you. So seeing kids, pics of kids, and hearing about a pregnancy or being around a pregnant woman is a trigger? How in the hell does she function in public? Does she run screaming from the grocery store when she sees a kid there? Does she get hysterical when a diaper commercial comes on TV? What about the baby aisle in the drugstore? Does that trigger a full mental meltdown? In the real world where most people live, there are kids everywhere. Sorry, but I couldn't and wouldn't cater to her version of crazy. Celebrate your pregnancy, revel in your children, and post whatever the hell you want on Facebook. If she or Mill doesn't like it, tell them her crazy isn't your problem. Not the asshole. Not the asshole all the way. I thought everyone sucks for a second, and then I reread and saw that they came to your doorstep. In my opinion, that justifies you being a bit harsh. Not the asshole sounds like you just reached your limit with this girl. I would have blocked them a long time ago. Fuck that. Not the asshole. Holy shit. I'd cut them all off. Sil is out of control and far too many people are enabling behavior that is frankly unacceptable. She's trying to exert way too much control over other people. No diagnosis justifies this. If it is something that upsets her, then it is her responsibility to seek care to manage it. Demanding people not share announcements on social media? Demanding a family member be uninvited from a wedding because they are pregnant? Banning pregnant people and babies from family gatherings? That is not healthy, is not acceptable, and should have never been entertained. Harassing you on social media? Showing up at your door with an entourage to demean and insult you? I think your response was rather measured, all considering. Not the asshole. What your sil has been doing this whole time is emotionally and mentally abusive to you, and everyone who is enabling her. There comes a point where you say enough is enough. Yeah, screaming at her would have been an asshole move if she hadn't come to you and brought reinforcements to back her up. She was wrong, she is wrong, and clearly needs therapy. Good for you for sticking up for yourself. Keep it up. Not the asshole. She's toxic, and you need to block her. Anyone else who's messaging you over how you hurt her. Granted, you could have handled that confrontation a little more gently, but I can see how you got to that point. That woman needs some therapy, but she has to want help before anything would work. And hun, maybe put down the bottle. Alcohol isn't an answer, and I'm a reformed alcoholic and, well, yeah. Was what you said harsh? Yeah. Did you say it because she has been acting horrible for years and then she showed up at your house to scream at you? Yeah. She's trying to police everyone's lives instead of getting the therapy she very clearly needs. Honestly, you could have said much worse. Be done with her, her husband and Mill. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Her problem isn't infertility. It's narcissism. Not the asshole. Hell, I would have lost it long before you did. Sure, it's sad she's dealing with infertility, but her years of childish behavior are uncalled for. This is going to sound awful, but maybe it's for the best if she can't have kids. I mean, can you imagine having a mother like her? Poor kid. I am so happy for you that you have that picture of your father video chatting with your son. That is so precious and my heart swells thinking about that wonderful keepsake to cherish in such a painful time. Losing a parent is difficult at any point and I'm sending a lot of internet love your way for having all that at once. Not the asshole. Perhaps your words weren't the most gentle and kind, but it was beyond a breaking point with her awful behavior. Block her and all her flying monkeys on all forms of social media. You were a little bit of AAH, but to be honest though sometimes it's necessary, especially insufferable people like her. I don't blame you. Not the asshole. It's literally not your problem to dwell on. Everyone has their own thing. That's hers, not yours. Fuck them. As someone who's been battling infertility for 3 years, tell her to seek professional help and shut the fuck up. Period. She cannot bleed her open wounds on others and ruin their experiences with their children or try and control their lives. Absolutely fucking not. She is a grown-ass woman. The world does not and will not revolve around her triggers. There are people out there who literally could not care less. She needs to get help and move forward with her life so that she stops being miserable and making everyone else around her just as miserable. I've gone through IVF and I still don't think you're the asshole. Your in-laws are fucking insane. Not the asshole. I would not let one person on your husband's side even hear a description of your kids, let alone see a picture. Go no contact. You or your husband do not deserve one bit of that nonsense. Not the asshole. Someone need to let that women know the world doesn't revolve around her. Okay, infertility sucks. It's awful and I wouldn't wish it upon my greatest enemy. It took us 7 years to have our son and I admit, I had a pity party whenever someone I knew was pregnant, in the privacy of my own house. But they weren't doing it to make me mad, you know? How selfish do you have to be to think that people are going to stop living their life to cater to yours? Your sister-in-law needs professional help. Truly. Not the asshole. Well, you went a bit far, but honestly, you were reacting to years of bad behavior on their part topped by this atrocity today. Enjoy your wine. Not the asshole. Sil needs serious therapy as well as her flying monkeys for enabling her. Adults don't throw tantrums over Facebook posts that have nothing to do with them. She should just unfollow you and live her life. Post whatever photos you want. I'm sorry about your dad. Honestly, at this point I'd go and see, and if they show up at your house, call the police. This is straight up harassment. Imagine you can't post anything on social media, because somebody could be triggered by it. If it's so disturbing for Sil, she shouldn't be on social media at all. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. The family-in-law sounds like a fucking train wreck. I'd completely avoid them and their mess from now on. They will always take Sil's side and continue to try and censor what you can do and show about your kids. Fuck them. Not the asshole. If anyone shows up at your doorstep to yell at you for posting anything about your kids or your family, you have my full permission to go off on them. You should block all of them on social media though. They don't deserve to know anything about your family. And your brother-in-law can go F himself. He called your kids crotch goblins. He'd be dead to me after that. Not the asshole. Honestly, she sounds like a narcissist, so I am glad she won't have children to abuse. I'm the child of a narcissist and it was hell. Some folks shouldn't have kids. I'm surprised your Sil has friends. Honestly. I wouldn't put up with that shit. If you want me in your life, you accept all of me and my kid as part of that package. If she can't deal with it, it's on her. She needs therapy and a better life plan than avoidance. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Holy fuck. I can't believe you made it through an entire pregnancy without having that kind of a blow up. That is absolutely insane behavior, and her family should be encouraging her to seek therapy, not creating a bubble world where babies and pregnant women don't exist. Also, if she actually wants a kid and not just a pregnancy and a lot of attention, why not adopt? You did the right thing, and it sounds like your husband has your back, which means your family is fine. Her family is her own problem. Edit. Just normal and just no family might be interesting to you, in case you don't know them already.